So it is 9:05 a.m. and it is March 23rd. I'm here with Gwendolyn.
That's correct.
Noto is your last name?
Yes.
From 192 Boulevard. And and her property at 192 Lolly Boulevard has been valued by the town at $1,359,079. She's asking for it to be reduced to $1,265,000 even. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So the next thing I have to do is swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. In that case, would you please sign the signature page? What is it? It's already up to the 23rd, huh? Phew. And I had not stated my name. It's Laura O'Brien.
Oh,
I keep forgetting.
Thank you.
Keep forgetting to do that.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us here today.
Okay, so now we got those little things taken care of. It's up to you to present your case.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me here today and doing this hearing. I really appreciate it. As we said, I'm Gwen Noto. I live at 192 Lolly Boulevard. I own the house with my husband. And I have they said to bring documents for you, so I did bring. I have the appeal cover sheet, the vision, what is this called? The record, the property record. Card from Vision Appraisal. Have a couple of photo details here, and then we did get an independent professional appraisal done.
Good for you.
Yes, and actually our appraiser, who's Harriet Busker, she's available by phone. I know she spoke to, I think, Pauline, who said it would be okay to call in and have her present by phone. She's in Florida right now, but she's a local person. Do you have any objection to calling her?
You know, this is something I don't know if this is normally done or not.
Okay. I mean, otherwise we can. She said she's done it on a couple of other appeals, and it's worked out. And she did say that, I don't know if Paulette on the board said that it was okay to do it. I don't know Paulette, but
I know her.
Okay.
And she's most likely correct.
Okay.
I don't even know how to dial her in on this phone.
I could call her on my cell phone, and we could put it on speaker. Otherwise, we can go through it. Whichever works for you, we can. And I did have a couple of items, whether we call her or not, even before we get into the appraisal. Just as the homeowner, I've lived in the house. We've lived there for 26 years. We did, a lot of work in the beginning, and then, life kind of got busy, and unfortunately, I hate to say we kind of slacked on some of the maintenance and the repair of the house. So part of the reason for this appeal is that we feel that the house, based on its condition and its age, is over assessed, over appraised, because unfortunately it has gone into some disrepair and has some other conditions that, layout conditions that kind of make it, reduce the value of it. So, that's kind of an unfortunate situation for us, but at any rate, and that some of it's outdated. And there are pictures on, I think that Harriet took a lot of pictures, pages 18 to 23 in the back, but I also took a couple of close-up photos here just to show some of the exterior and interior areas that we're talking about, rotted trim.
Hang on just a second, I'm making a note here. So this is an appraisal by
Harriet Busker. I know her license is on the last page.
Done 5/1/25.
I don't, the appraisal was not done in May.
Says effective date.
Oh, that's the license. Date. Yeah, the appraisal, I believe, was completed in much more recently than that. What is the date here of the appraisal? It looks like it might, on my copy, it might have gotten cut off, but it's on the bottom of the second page, I think, under her signature. I know she said October 1st, 2025 was the date, but I don't know if that's the date she did the appraisal. I think on the bottom, yeah, my copy for some reason is cut off on the bottom under her signature. But it may have the date.
Date of report 1/1/26?
No, that must be the, oh, that could be 1/1/26. We didn't do it on New Year's Day.
Date of inspection 12/31/2025. Date of report 1/1/26.
That sounds about right. Yes, date of inspection 12/31. That sounds right. We were getting ready to move my son to Pittsburgh that day. It was a busy day in our house. And so
going to school?
He was moving there. He did go to school in Pittsburgh, but he was moving there for work.
Okay.
So I do know that Harriet has told me many times that she only takes on clients for this purpose if she really believes in her professional opinion that their house is overvalued. She doesn't just take every case that comes to her. She's pretty discerning with that. The house is a 1927 stucco colonial. There are about half the windows, about 17 of the windows are the original 1927 windows that need replacing. Quite a few others are rotted and outdated, as you will see in some of these photos here. We've learned this year our heating system needs to be replaced, the boiler and hot water heater. The air conditioning needs to be replaced, and it's the old Freon, so it needs a whole new system put in, which is unfortunate. On the inside, the floors all need to be refinished. The walls need repainting. The kitchen is over 30 years old and needs a complete remodel. A lot of the cabinets are falling apart. Two of the bathrooms are completely outdated. One even has the original 1927 subway tile, which is really quaint, but, not current. And a couple of features, like it's a 4-bedroom house, which shows up on all the appraisals, but what doesn't show up is that 2 of the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor and 2 are on the 3rd floor, which is kind of a value-related issue, and also that we have what a lot of people consider to be a shared driveway. Really, it's 2 driveways that are adjacent to each other, but it's something that, buyers don't.
So anyway, on the bedrooms, 2 on the 2nd floor, 2 on the 3rd floor?
Yes.
Driveways are adjacent?
Yeah, they're abutting adjacent driveways, so that it's a shared driveway. There's no room if anyone wanted to put a fence or anything like that. It would be down the middle of the driveway. There's not enough width in the driveway to do that. so that our cars and our neighbors' cars are right side by side in the driveway. But in terms of the appraisal itself, Harriet said that I know she's very thorough, and she said it was really challenging to find good comparables at the time. They had to be, I think, as of October of 2025, October 1st. And so she used the best available comparables that she could get for that time. She did make a lot of adjustments to compensate for any of the variations, and she was really careful to make the adjustments. So she said she made most of them in the town's favor, and she adjusted for things like age, square footage, condition, amenities, room count, things like that. So she said that number 1, 235 Roland, was the best comp. It is 1,000 square feet smaller, but she added, I think, $70,000 to the value to kind of make it comparable for that. And
So she felt the best one was 235
Roland, which she put on as comp number 1. That's a 1946 house versus ours is 1927, so ours is almost 100 years old, actually.
I'm just curious, why have you put off making changes to the home to upgrade?
We did a lot when we first moved in.
Yeah, and most people do.
Right, and then we had 3 kids right in a row. 2 of them were critically ill. We ended up having just a lot going on in our lives, and so some things we just deferred, and time, like, all of a sudden the time goes by, and then it seems like, wow,
I've been here 30 years, and
yeah, right. And we did do some things, but when you live in a house that long, it comes up the second and third time stuff comes around. And we did have Hurricane Sandy. We were flooded in Sandy, and we did a lot. We actually replaced a lot of our mechanicals then, and unfortunately, like the high efficiency boiler that we put in, they have a 12 to 15 year life. Our old boiler, which was probably 30 some odd years old, was fine, but it got destroyed in the storm. So we, spent a lot of time and effort recovering after Sandy, and then just had a lot going on in our lives. So it's just kind of, and now we're at that point where we think, gosh, there's a lot of things that have come up that need to be done, and it's a little overwhelming of a project for us. So
eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah.
That's my advice to you.
Yeah.
I learned that years ago. Prioritize things and do one bite at a time.
That is such good advice. It feels like it's hard to do. Like when you start doing home repairs, one thing kind of mushrooms into another, and it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So, we will, now that our kids have moved out. So it's a better time for us to do it.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to start that elephant, dining on that elephant, one bite at a time. And then I know she said 2, 3, and 4, all those homes were completely remodeled, so she gave an adjustment for condition on those. I know she said 1, 3, 4, and 5 the basements were completely finished, which ours is not finished. But at any rate, she said all of them came in at less than $1,265,000, and that ours came in kind of on the high end of the comps that she found. So I don't know if there's anything specific you would like to go through.
When she said yours came in on the high end
of all of the comps.
This is after adjustment.
Yes.
So the adjustments brought 192 Lolly to a higher value. Is that right?
I think compared to the comparables, I think she made a lot of adjustments to bring the comparables up because they had assets, but that she also, ours came in on the higher end of all of the comparables. So So for example, number 1, I guess, came at 1,264. That's close.
Yeah.
Number 2 came in at 1,255. Number 3 came in at 1,269. Looking to see where the other ones came in.
4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
1,253 and 1,222, 530.
Yeah. That wasn't in my pages. Like I might be missing those. Oh yeah, 1,253. Yep, and 1,222.
I think what drove that. Looks like you've got more square feet.
You got more square feet, although I did notice that some of them, there was, and right, we have more square feet, but a lot of these houses have been remodeled. So that has, you know, a significant impact on the value.
But yours came in higher.
Yeah, I think because of the square footage and some of it might be location.
Probably the land.
Yeah, we have actually a very small lot though. We have .22, which is actually smaller than most of the lots on our street. Most of the lots on our street are closer to a third of an acre. We have one of the smaller ones. We're on the corner, and there's a house right behind us that cuts. You know, the other lots go back to all the way to meet the other properties on Roland, whereas ours has a house in between the property on Roland, so there's a little house right there. So there's a little square lot, and then there's a house, and then there's the other property on Roland. So we're a little bit smaller than some of the other lots. So I think she did a very fair assessment. She was really trying to, you know, make this a very fair assessment of the value.
Most weighted by the comps 1, 2, and 3, since they were located within less than a mile from the subject property. 4 and 5 were submitted for additional data only.
Right, because the beach area is sort of a unique location that has its own value.
Oh, yeah.
Right there with it.
Oh, yeah.
We are surrounded by all new builds. Well, the neighbor to our, if you're facing our house, the neighbor to our right has remodeled their house. They're an older, but across, and all the ones on the other side of us are all new construction. We're the oldest. We may be the oldest house between us and the beach. On Lally, we definitely are. It's possible, even when you count Roland and Penfield, that we are the oldest house between us and the beach.
Well, you know, I'm not going to disagree, because when you have a valuable property where people want to live on that property,
right,
you can tear a home down and build a nicer home, and then you really want to live.
Yeah, exactly. I know. That's what's happened all around us.
That's what happens, yes. It happens in the areas that people really want to be in and want a better home.
Right. So, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's hard to find a comp as well, because there's so much new construction around us. So the ones that aren't new do tend to be a little smaller, because the new ones are huge. I mean, the new ones are multi-millions of dollars.
I call them starter castles.
Yeah, and they are. For a lot of them, they're young families that have moved in. We think, oh my God, how are people affording this?
Mortgage.
Yeah.
So what gets it to the adjusted value of the requested value of $1,265,000? What brings it down roughly $100,000?
Yeah, I would say the condition of the house. I mean, and some of these layout considerations that I've mentioned, compared to the other homes in the area, those are definitely the two biggest factors, you know, the age and the condition.
I'm looking to see if the appraiser commented
Oh,
on.
I mean, I think she said that you know, she did mention the condition, the windows, the deferred maintenance, that's evident throughout the dwelling, and some of the layout considerations. I think those were the And she said most weight was placed on the sales comparison analysis that it is, as it is the most reliable indicator of total market value.
Yeah.
And the comps, I think that the comps were, you know, really valuable in making an assessment or an appraisal of the value of our house. That she said was
the range of adjusted sales prices in the comp. So she adjusted the comp.
It's between 1.222 and 1.269.
Yeah. Okay. So you're taking basically the price at one of them 1,222,530. Between that and 1,269, did she average them probably?
Well, we came out at 1,265, so I think she put us at the higher, like she said, at the higher end of the appraisals. So I don't think
that now that there's somebody just came in next door.
Absolutely. So I don't think she averaged them. I think she really did them on an individual basis and kind of came up with where she thought that we fell, you know, in that range.
Okay. I mean, it's in between the two.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else I should know?
I think we've covered it. I don't know if you have any other questions for me about, you know, some of the things we talked about, but I think.
Well, when you have an appraisal, you know, a professional doing something, different. Two conflicting notes about who's supposed to be dealing this. Okay to schedule this for Peter. Okay for Colleen. I don't know what's going on. Okay. As you probably know, I'm one person on the board,
Right.
and the board in total will decide what the adjustment might be. I can't say.
Right. No, I totally understand that. I know it's a whole board decision, and there's a lot involved in this entire process, and there's a lot of people on the docket, a lot of homeowners coming
Did you hear
forward.
how many appeals we had?
No, I don't know.
911.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
They
That's a
expected
lot.
in the 600s.
Wow.
That's why I got pulled in. I'd never done this before, so.
Okay. Wow. Well, I thank you for doing this. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work that needs to be done with these. So hopefully the professional appraisals help.
Well, they do.
Right.
In my opinion, from what I've seen, they help you as
Right.
well.
Yes.
Because you can't do
No,
what
I
this
wouldn't.
person does.
No, I wouldn't know value. I can tell you about my home and my anecdotal information about the neighborhood and where I live, but no, I don't have that background expertise.
So can I have all of these?
Yes, these are all for you.
Put these in the...
That doesn't look like that's related to my property, so. I don't know
That's
what
the
that
one
is.
that is okay to schedule for Peter.
Okay.
But it does have your name on it. You're Gwen Noda,
I
right?
am. I don't know if that's my house or not, but that looks like that might be my appraisal. But I've given you fresh copies. I've given you color copies too, which
Right.
is nicer to look at. I think it's better to see.
Right.
Yeah, that's my house.
Yeah.
So
I don't-
they've attached a different email to it. Looks like.
Oh, well. Okay. With that, unless there's anything important that I've missed.
No, and I certainly want to keep you on time,
Yeah.
so I don't want to hold up any more of your time. I know you have a lot, well, as you said, you've got 3 to get through this morning.
Yeah, so, well, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Good luck
I
to you.
appreciate it. Thanks for coming into service for this activity. All right. Is there anything else you need from me?
No, I'm
or-
just looking to see what number they're applying.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know, they didn't provide us with that information when I submitted the appeal, so.
No, they don't, but they put it on, there we go. That's the number.
994.
994.
Okay.
So I have to write that on every page. Well, I can end this session if
Okay,
you're all
I'm
set.
all set.
Okay, and it is now 9:33.
Excellent.
So it is now 9:46 on March 23rd, and I'm here doing appeal number 688. My name's Laura O'Brien, and Sean Kelly is in the room with me regarding the property at 32 Fields Rock Road, appeal number 688, in case I didn't already say that. The town has valued his property at $1,492,300, and he would like it reduced to $1,250,000 even. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I just want to take your next one, 288 Reef Road. He's here, and I don't have anyone for 15 minutes, so. Okay?
My last one.
Oh, I'll give you my next. I'll give you my pen.
Okay. And I need to swear you in.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. There. Thank you. What did I say, 23rd? really strange morning. I get done with my first one, and there's a note on it that somebody else was supposed to do it.
Is that right?
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm
Is that
trying,
what goofed things up?
did I
Yeah.
screw it up, or did somebody else?
No. And I'll tell you, the first time I came was last week or Saturday, and I had to go to, I'm a piper in the pipe band. When St. Patrick's Day season started, I was in my kilt, I was ready to go, and for some reason I got delayed too, the same thing. It was on 11:20, and at, 20 minutes to 12, I said, wait a second, 20 minutes behind, I don't know what's going on. And then Sean just rescheduled me, so,
Yeah.
but today I have a flight out of New Haven too, move my son back from North Carolina, but it got delayed,
I'm glad
thankfully.
it's not out of LaGuardia.
I know, that's awful. Did you see that this morning?
I didn't see it, I just
It's some
heard
picture
about
of
it.
it. It's awful. It's awful. Really good. Poor people. Poor pilots.
The pilots are dead,
Yeah. It's like you land that thing, you think you've done another successful
You got a
flight.
nice landing,
Yeah,
and then a fire truck
just
just
awful. Just awful.
and you can't stop a big plane like that on a dime.
No way.
Anyway, so what is your case for reducing this value?
So I have it like three parts to my argument, Laura, so I'll take you through the first, second, and third. First is comps. And I looked at comps for the area around the time I think they call it the base period to look for sale comp in the area. But it's difficult this year. There's so few comps in Fairfield. So I did look. There's a house just 0.3 of a mile down the street from mine.
That's good.
It's called, the name was Hurley. They sold there. It was a raised ranch, 135 Warner Hill Road.
135
Yep, Warner
Warner
Hill Road.
Hill.
Sales price. Sales price was August 7th, 2025. It was actually a split. It's more like mine than it is a regular. So it's very much like my house.
What do they call it?
I called it a split. This is the house.
A split, yeah, sure. Split level.
Yep. Slightly smaller square footage, 1,979 square feet versus mine, 2,200.
Okay.
On a very comparable property, 1.59 acres versus my 1.5. One thing they do have is an added building that's 936 square foot loft with 3-car garage, valued on their property card at $54,800, so $55,000.
So they have a separate
They have a
building?
separate building on that property, and I don't have that. I just have the split with 2-car garage underneath.
When the separate building has,
It has almost 936 square foot loft in it, and then a 3-car garage down below.
36 square foot.
And I know that was used for office space.
And 3-car garage below. Okay.
And so then I should say, within the property card value on that was $54,800 on that building, their property card. So the house is slightly smaller. The property is about the same. They have that extra building. So when I subtracted the value of the garage loft from the sales price, their sales price was $1.335 on August 7th. That's important point I didn't mention. They were $1.335 million on August 7th of 25. They sold that place for.
On 8/25,
On 8/7.
8/07,
8/07.
25.
7th of August, 2025.
Okay. And so the 1979 square feet is slightly
It's smaller than mine.
smaller
Yeah,
than,
total square feet. But it's a 3-bedroom like mine.
okay.
Different. You can buy it going out.
Slipping out of my hand. All right, and then you have another comp?
Yep, another comp, which is Sturbridge Lane, and it's just about a mile from my house, 3/4 of a mile. 130 Sturbridge Lane.
Okay,
This house is colonial, larger than ours, 2,600 square feet with 4 bedrooms,
2,600,
2,600 square feet, yes, with 4 bedrooms.
okay.
It sold on July 28th, 2025. It's on a smaller property, only 1.1 acres.
How much? 1.1?
1.1, yeah. But same grammar school and everything, same as ours.
Yeah.
And then it sold for 1.018, so just about 1.2 million. 1.2 was
1.02,
1.018, so 1.2.
yeah.
And that sold on July 28th.
7,
7/28/25.
okay.
And then the last one is 1569 Brookside Drive. That's about 1.2 miles away. So pretty far away.
Remind me where Fields Rock Road is.
You know, Warner Hill, just Warner Hill Road goes up over the top, comes out by Greenfield Hill Center there. Just as you come up Bronson toward Greenfield Hill Center, Warner Hill Road is the last left before Cedar. Cedar's the one that goes down to
Yes,
long lots and ultimately long lots.
right.
Warner Hill goes up over the hill, and Fields Rock kind of does.
But it's before Cedar, as you're
It's
coming
before
up.
Cedar, yeah,
Okay.
it's before Cedar.
Now I know where you are.
Yep, just past the the garden centers there. And then Fields Rock kind of loops right around. It's kind of in the middle of that.
It's probably on one of my biking routes.
Yeah, it's a great route to ride, and it's a great route to run. A lot of people run and ride bikes around there, so
Yeah.
I always have to. So,
I live up off Stratfield Road,
yeah.
below Sacred Heart.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
On the main car.
Yeah.
My partner and I bike down to the beach and back,
Yeah.
different routes.
Beautiful.
And that's one of them.
Yeah, it's a good route. We have lots of cyclists coming through there. You know, not many come up the hill. Mostly down Bronson and then down Cedar and stuff. But occasionally we have people coming through. And I'll see, from Westport riding by my house and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a good cycling.
Yeah.
And then Brookside Drive is the last one, Laura. That's 1569 Brookside Drive.
Yep.
Three bedroom colonial, same size as our house. Age is the same as ours. It's only on a 1 acre property. And that house sold for 1.17 million on June 30, 25. 1.17.
1.17. July, what was the date?
June 3rd.
June
3rd,
3rd.
yeah, June 3rd, 2025. And those are really the only comps I cited. The other thing I did was, second part of my argument was I really looked at the way the way I thought the model was working and valuing the houses, and I saw that my house seemed to have a much higher replacement cost per square foot than the other ones in my neighborhood. So the adjoining houses that were similar type houses that were ranches generally came in this $36 to $43 per square foot rebuild on the model. Mine was 75, so it was almost double. And at the end of the day, it doesn't move the needle a huge amount because the houses aren't huge. It reduces it, after depreciation, it would have reduced it by 100,000, 100.1 So if I took that off the value of the 1.492 that the town valued at, I'd come to 1.383. So that was just another analysis I did to see if I could figure out why I thought the model was high.
So you made an adjustment.
When I made an adjustment to the valuation of the rebuild cost of the home, of the house on the property, it reduced my total valuation by about $100,000.
And explain to me the logic of this.
When you look at when you look at the property cards and the stuff that Vision Appraisal did, in each one of those they show, and I'll show you. In each one, they show a value for the property, and that's pretty standard. That's got a standard valuation. Then they'll show a valuation for the actual rebuild of the house. So here's what I'm talking about. I just look at this section. You have to do a calculation.
Okay.
You have to do a calculation to do it. But this is the 133 Warner Hill. This isn't my house. So built 1959, square footage, replacement cost. So then when you take that replacement cost and divide it by the square footage, you come up with that actual cost to rebuild per square foot.
Yeah.
And I found that when I looked at, and one of my spreadsheets supports this, when I looked at my house at $75 per square foot versus these other homes that were like mine, tend to be more in the 36 to 40, 45. Now, it could be wrong either way. Maybe theirs are too low, but it was inconsistent with what I saw for a number of the houses around my neighborhood. And that's what I talk about in this part of the argument. I said replacement cost of our house is higher than similar homes in my neighborhood that abut my property.
The estimated replacement.
The estimated replacement. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's not a firm somebody's got a stake in the ground.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a model, so I know it's not a firm replacement cost. But right, the estimate. I should have said that estimated replacement
That's
cost. All right. I say all houses all have similar vintages to mine, but two had 36 per square foot. The Colonials have costs that are higher. The Colonials, there's like 7 homes that abut my property. The Colonials do have higher costs per square foot. They tend to be 83 to 112. So I say my split level, which is more like the ranches and the splits that are around me, has a rebuilt 75. So I just think it was just another point. I really hang my hat on this comp. This was just another thing I happened to look at when I was looking at the analysis. And it would reduce, I say after depreciation, and again, you have a depreciation factor in there too. It would reduce the replacement value by $100,000.
Is your home older than these others that you're comparing it to?
They're all similar. So my house was built in '55. This one at 135 Warner Hill Road was built in '59. The ones that I used in terms of looking at the replacement cost, one was built in '49. One was built in '50.
Okay, which one was which?
Okay, so I'll give you on the comps. Okay, so 135. I'll go back to the comps first. 135 Warren Hill Road was built in '59.
Okay.
130 Sturbridge Lane, the second one, was built in '79. That's not the same age as mine.
It was built when?
1979.
Considerably newer.
Yeah. And then 1569 Brookside Drive was built in 1957. So similar to mine.
Similar age.
Yeah.
Yours is built in '55.
55. Yeah.
Okay. I guess it makes sense that a colonial is more expensive to rebuild than a split level, because there's only a little bit that's above.
Right. Structurally, you have to do things different, I think, in a colonial to make it stand, to support it and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but again, I think if you were to say, this is just my personal opinion, I think from a model perspective, you could say make that difference. I mean, these houses obviously would cost much more than that right now to build. Build our house, I think, is higher than 30. It's not $36 per square foot. It's not $75 per square foot. Those build rates are much higher than that, as I understand it. I was just looking at it as a comparable.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So
today they're more expensive because all the materials are more expensive.
Right.
I don't care what it is you're talking about,
right.
Whether it's the dishwasher and the furnace, or whether it's the flooring or the roof.
No, that's right.
Everything's more expensive.
You think about that. It's, I guess, in terms of the way this process works, they're trying to value the house as it is, not but it says replacement cost. I was assuming it meant what it would cost to really replace that house. But I know for my insurance purposes, my replacement cost of my house is much higher than what
That's
this
different.
says. Yeah.
This is really what the sell value is
Yep. Yep.
compared to other homes. It's about the only
Right.
fair way to do it because there's so many factors, including the cost to build the home.
Right.
There's the land,
Yeah, that's right.
how
And
big
land's
the
a big
lot
part.
is, and where it's located
Right.
matter.
And I know we have
You're in a nice place.
we have a good lot. We have a big lot, 100 acre and a half, in a good area.
Right.
Desirable schools and all that stuff.
Right.
People like the Southport. They like the Southport address, even though it doesn't really feel like Southport.
It's still a nice
Yeah, it's a
address.
very nice area. Yeah, it's still a nice area.
Yeah.
So I do get that. I just think in terms of, and that's why I think for a 3-bedroom, 2,000 square foot house, $1,250,000 is a lot of money, and I think that's really what it would go for based on the comps that
It's because
Yeah.
of the land.
Yeah.
And I say the land because where the land is.
Yeah. And, but I don't think it would sell for $1,500,000. I really don't. And I think it's more. I really believe it's more $1,250,000. And the last thing I cited was because I do a quarterly balance sheet. I look at Zillow, which I think is biased.
It is.
Biased to the low side.
Yes.
Because I think when people look at that, they want people to be delighted when they get more for their home than they have on the Zillow site. But I did put the Zillow in there just because I kind of watch it over time, and it's the Zillow valuation comes in between $1 million and $1.1 million, pretty much all the time over the last couple of years.
Yeah, we don't use Zillow values.
Yeah. No, because it's biased to the low side, and this process is biased to the high side. Honestly, I think the town has an interest in valuing, having a grand list that has a significant value in
Towns
it.
didn't do the valuation though. They
I
hired
know,
somebody
but
else.
they know people. I worked with models my whole life, and I think I know that when models are done, there is a bias one way or the other.
Always.
And this model, this process is biased to the high side because Vision Appraisal builds their business on the fact that they can deliver. I think a good grand list to a town. A good grand list, and the definition of good in the case of a town of Fairfield or any town is that it's not undervalued. They want it to be appropriately valued. If it's a little high, they're okay. That's the way. That's kind of what I believe the process is.
Well, and it all comes out in the wash because if the values are higher, the mill rate is lower.
Right.
If the values are lower, we're going to up the mill rate.
That's right.
They're going to pay the same taxes either way, but they don't.
Yeah.
People don't get
Right.
that.
No, they do. I do get it, but it's also as an individual living in a town of 60,000 people, I know that the value of my home is important for what I pay, and the overall town's take is the same from the property taxes, but I may pay relatively more if my house has been overvalued relative to the houses around me.
That's why we have this process.
And that's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Oh. So I did start this call recording, didn't I?
You did, yeah, you did.
So do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it, Laura.
Okay, then I'm going to stop the recording.